one of the most polarizing, most controversial, most argued about, the most debated artist of all time, Kanye West, who has never failed to be at the center of the media's attention throughout his entire career. How did Kanye West get to this level of fame? Where did he begin as a creative? Today, we're gonna do a deep dive and find out exactly where it all started with Kanye Omari West. Kanye West was born in Atlanta, Georgia on June 8, 1977. Kanye's parents were both degree-holding creatives that met during their time of education in Georgia. His mother, Donda West, met Kanye's father, Ray West, while she was studying for her master's and working at Atlanta University. Kanye's father was a Black Panther and led a very successful career as a photographer. The couple never planned on having children, and they referenced Kanye as a gift from God when he was born. Ray West ended up prioritizing his photography business over his family, which caused Donda to up and move to Chicago, where she would raise Kanye on her own when he was just 3 years old. Kanye's father still maintained a relationship with his son. They would spend their summers together in DC, and Ye described the experience very similar to that of a movie starring Will Smith called The Pursuit of Happiness. Now, in spite of this, Kanye West says that no matter what financial problems the two were going through, his dad always sent him back to school with a new wardrobe, which was very important to the fly Malcolm X Kanye West. Kanye has always basically been synonymous with creativity his entire life. He always demonstrated a burning passion for the arts, from poetry to painting to production to rapping. There is no medium that is a stranger to this legend. At just 3 years old, West would begin to channel his inner creative, growing up where he would discover his innovation by building his own toys and standing out amongst his peers in terms of artistic ability. Throughout grade school, Kanye West would be described by his teachers as academically gifted, and at age 10, Kanye West packed it up and moved with his mom to China for work. There he would always stand out as the only foreigner in his class, and he quickly adapted to the cultural ways. Although Ye claims he did not retain any of the Chinese he learned during this time overseas, he did leave with lessons regarding business. Kanye would reportedly break dance for other Chinese children while making income doing so. Even as a child, Yeezy reported to have a bit of an ego and had a hard time getting along with his classmates. He would do everything he could to stand out as an individual, and had eventually gotten in trouble with administration for something as petty as not wearing the right type of gloves. By the age 14, Kanye was convinced of his goal to become a rapper, but he first needed something to rap over. Along with the help of his mother, a young Kanye West was able to buy a sampling machine and began to lay the foundation of his production career. He would first experiment with samples of classical soul records. He had distinguished such a unique sound that he was able to actually start selling his beats, and he used that income to build a home studio for himself where he would host some of the greatest local talent in his area. Kanye has his mother to thank for getting him his first mainstream opportunity. She worked with the mother of another iconic producer and the mentor of Kanye West, No ID. Donda was eventually able to put in enough good work to No ID's mother and eventually found her son receiving regular lessons from him. During this time, No ID had been working in lockstep with Common, and Common would go on to report many times that a young Kanye West would challenge him to freestyle battles quite frequently. Now fast forward, Kanye West is developing as a musician. His focus shifts from his academics to his music. His mother takes notice. His school life is suffering. She emphasizes to him the importance of education. He goes on to attend Chicago State University, but as we famously know, he drops out and places 100,000% of his musical focus and his energy into his craft, completely abandoning education. His journey to becoming a rapper was not an easy one, but it was something Kanye would struggle with for some time. They eventually went on to become a ghost producer for the likes of Derek Angeletti, better known as D-Dot, grew to fame by working with the likes of the Notorious B.I.G. and 50 Cent. Now at this time, Kanye was so focused on his Ghost production that he was not able to put together his own solo project, so Kanye joined the collective known as the Go-Getters, which consisted of himself and other Chicago artists like GLC, Timmy G, Really Doe, and Aerostar, with management being handled by John Monopoly and others. Monopoly is referred to as a cultural genius by the likes of Virgil Abloh and Don C. The Go-Getters only released one project, and Kanye documented in many interviews he claimed to be the worst rapper in the group. As the late 90s went on, Kanye began to expand his portfolio by working with a diverse amount of creatives. He contributed to China Doll becoming the first woman in hip-hop to have her album chart at the top of the Billboard within his first week's release. After this, Kanye went on to produce for Nas, Eminem, Mace, Puff, and even the posthumous album by the Notorious B.I.G., Life After Death. These placements finally put Ye in the path of Jay-Z and Roc-A-Fella Records, working initially as an in-house producer. Kanye still had the goal in his mind of becoming a successful rapper. Kanye can be credited as helping revitalize Jay-Z's career and contributed significantly to the making of one of his most influential albums of all time, The Blueprint. This momentum is what led up to Kanye's career solidifying moment when he was offered a deal with Capitol Records, and this ended up forcing Jay-Z's hand and left him no choice but to sign Kanye West to Roc-A-Fella Records as a rapper, which Jay-Z was very reluctant to do because everyone saw Kanye West as this loudmouth producer, not a rapper. So this was legendary that the producer was becoming the rapper, the mainstream artist, the face of the music. And this is how we got to know Kanye West as the artist that we have today, one of the most influential human beings of the last century. Kanye Omari West, one of the greatest producers, songwriters, and musical icons of all time, one of the most influential fashion icons of all time, and one of the most famous people ever. Let me know who you rocking with in the comment section below. Who was the most interesting person that had a hand in Kanye's come up? Which is your favorite album by Kanye? What is your favorite Kanye West beat? What is your favorite pair of Yeezys? You let me know. Keep it locked in with us because we locked in with you. Rap TV, Armani Jordan. Let's get it.